Can you have a midlife crisis in your 30s? Like 30s, kind of late 30s going into your 40s? I feel like you can. I feel like, well, me. And I know saying midlife crisis is like really a heavy statement. So it's not a crisis. It's not even midlife, but that's just to kind of put things in context of my thoughts. I believe that people typically label or have the term midlife crisis in the middle age, which is around 50s, because kids are grown, they're deep in their career, they may be at the top of their um, career path, married, maybe, a lot of things are at the ultimate progression of it. Your kids are most likely not going to move back in, and they're definitely not going to turn into kids again. So all of these check marks are done. You got the home, you got the career, you've paid off, you saved up, you traveled, you continue to do these things. But what happens when those elements take place earlier in life? What happens when you achieve a lot early? I think for me, I have achieved a lot early. Now, going through these elements, I definitely thought I was behind the curveball because I didn't take the traditional route of going to college. Actually, and that's something to throw into this, I am starting college uh, this week. I have my first class, and then we officially start. Orientation starts this week, then officially start in September. And I feel different about this go around with college. But I've been feeling like this midlife crisis type feeling because I've gotten the home, the family, marriage, traveled, continue to travel, did the military for several years. I've written a book. I've started a business. I've seen it peak. I have a career in speaking, and all these things can continue to expand and get better. But it's like, okay, I've done that, done that, done that, done that. Like the things that sometimes people are striving for. It's like I've already accomplished that. I've already accomplished that. Like I feel like I've lived several lives at 37, and 3 years I'll be 40. Got the kid. Want to have more kids. That's still an element of still a journey, but I'm enjoying that process. But sometimes I do find myself saying, what's next for me? Like, do I just want to start a whole new career? Do I want to, because I'm still fairly young. So it's like, what next? Do I just randomly want to become a real estate agent or a doctor or something? So going back to school, I do want to get my degree, but it's like, sometimes I feel like, okay, there's more to be done. And so that kind of goes into the second conversation. Like even with my time, I have probably 95% time autonomy, time freedom. Literally wake up most days when I want to wake up, go to bed most days when I want to go to bed. Like, and that's a blessing. Um, Financially, I'm good. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a millionaire. Um, I can't go just drop $50,000 on something, But as far as time and quality of life, I definitely have that. I traveled for my birthday. I went from Chicago to San Francisco on an Amtrak train, which was super amazing. I've skydived. I've hot air balloon ride. I've been to Dubai. I've traveled. I've done cruises. I've jumped out of a plane. Like I've done a lot of things. I've met celebrities. I've been to award shows. It's like, okay, I've done all of those things. What's next? And so, even like I said, even with the time freedom aspect, like I have time autonomy. And still there's a something in me like, is there more? Is this it? Should I be content? And if I am content, does that mean I don't want more? And this is not a video to brag. This is not a video to showcase or anything, because I'm not popping up pictures or anything. That's not significant. This is my life. These are my experiences. But it is to shed light on the fact that I do believe you can achieve things earlier than most people and feel kind of stagnated. You know, um, I did this talked about this in a previous video, but there was a season where everybody was jumping up with time freedom. And then when you get all this time freedom, you run into depression sometimes because you don't know what to do with yourself, because you're no longer required to be here, be a part of that, do this, do that. And I think a little portion of that is actually healthy for you, that you do have things that you are a part of and teams that you're a part of and different things. So I have those elements in my life as well too. So I believe you can have like a pre-midlife crisis, and I don't want to use the word crisis, but that's what you understand, crisis, because life happens at a different time for all of us. And if you've pushed yourself to achieve certain milestones and you've achieved them early, it's like you now what? It's kind of like the vision that I see in my head is like, okay, everybody started taking the test at the same time. And you may have thought like, okay, well, I'm definitely behind the curveball with this, but then you finish before a lot of your peers, and now you're just kind of sitting at the desk twiddling your thumbs saying, what's next? And I'm there now. What's next? And I don't want to just do random things. I want to do things that align. I want to do things that actually fit me, make sense for me. Of course, I want my speaking career to continue to expand, but I don't want it's so weird. I want my speaking career to expand, but I don't want it dominating my life. I don't want to be going from home every single weekend. I don't want every week. I don't want that. There was a point in my life I thought that was glamorous, and I thought that's what I wanted. Like, to hear people like, oh, I'm in a plane this week. I'm in a plane because it looks great for social media. But when there was an uptick of me having engagements, I was like, I want to go home. I want to be with my family. I want to be in my bed. I think that's great. So maybe like 2 events a month or something is great for me. But it's just I'm just in a different space in life, and I don't know if that's necessarily good, bad, or what, but I'm just in a different space where I want to do what really aligns with me, and I want to find that like I feel like I'm in my second act of life. And I don't know what that looks like, and I don't know what it's supposed to look like, and I don't know even which direction, other than I want it to align with me, that I want to move in. It's like, do I do things that I've all like passion projects, So it's all of these elements floating around, or do I just sit and do nothing and just enjoy the rest of my days of time, freedom, and life, and just soak it all in? Or is there some big thing that I'm supposed to be doing? I wrestle with these thoughts daily. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where this lands, but it's just I want these videos to be more transparent, more relatable, and also not feeling like every video gotta conclude with an answer, because I don't know. I'll just keep you updated, but I don't know. I don't know what, like, maybe that's the big thing, like living life and not knowing what it's supposed to be, just going with the flow and just having these unique experiences, and not always searching out a meaning out of everything versus just being one with everything.